Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here with another Extravagant Few Minutes live here on the Captain Lou Sports Network on YouTube and, of course, on our Facebook page, which is the Captain Lou Extravaganza, and on X at The Real Captain Lou. Hey, we want to take this time out to make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is the Captain Lou Sports Network. You get all of our great programming, all of our Extravagant Few Minutes episodes live and archived, our shorts, videos, you name it. Our extravaganzas with yours truly and my tag team partner, Mitch Bernstein. And of course, the ACHA Power Play Season 10, well in the books, the road to St. Louis 2026. So get all of that and more right here on the Captain Lou Sports Network on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. Reminder that today's Extravagant Few Minutes episodes and all of our programming on the network is brought to you by the exclusive secondary market of the Captain Lou Sports Network, and that is SeatGeek. Use the promo code Captain Lou and you get $20 off of your purchase. It's that simple. It's free money. If there's a game you want to go to this weekend, still have time. If you want to go to the Lions and Packers game, it doesn't start this year until 1 o'clock. So you still have time to get there, get the tickets, and you'll have a great seat for what should be a fantastic game. How about Michigan and Ohio State this weekend at the Big House? Michigan State and Maryland and Detroit. All the great games this weekend. The NFL games, Dallas and Kansas City this afternoon. Whatever. Go to SeatGeek. Use the promo code Captain Lou, and you'll get $20 off of your purchase. All right, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. It doesn't get any better than this, does it? Lions and Packers on Thanksgiving. And, of course, you got Dallas and Kansas City, Baltimore and Cincinnati tonight. You got 3 games tomorrow in college football that are huge. And, of course, the big college rivalry game, the best college rivalry of all of them. That's Michigan and Ohio State. We'll talk about all of that and more. But today, front and center for us, right out of the chute, 1 o'clock from Ford Field. It's going to be the Lions and the Packers. A lot at stake this year. The Lions coming in this week, 7-4. The Packers, 7-3-1. This is a big game. We all know the Lions. They lost to the Packers on the opening game, 24-13. 27-13, something like that. Seems like a decade ago that already took place, but it is absolutely a must win. I think it's a big win for the Lions if they want to get any hope of capturing the division. They don't want to fall a game and a half behind Chicago, and also 2 games in the loss column on the Packers. This is a big game. I know the Packers have a tie, and the Lions would be ahead of them a half a game. So this is a monster game. Can the Lions stop the Green Bay rushing attack? Can they stop Jordan Love? Can they withhold the Packers defense? I think it's going to be I think it's going to be an absolute dynamite game. So much fun to watch. And, it's the Lions and the Packers. It's Thanksgiving. You know what? It doesn't get any better than that. The Lions, 2.5-point favorite. So it's basically a toss-up in this one here and the over-under, I believe, is 48.5. So it's a pick'em game. I think if I were to bet on this one, and I don't bet on Lions games, but if I were to put a couple of pizza pies on it, I'd probably take the over in this one. I think there's going to be some points scored in this one, but it's going to be an absolute slugfest. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Get us ready for turkey dinner later on this afternoon. We got 3 big games coming up here, as we mentioned today. In the second one, it's going to be Kansas City and Dallas. Both these teams have visions of the playoffs. Dallas is at 5-5-1, I believe. They still think they can make a playoff run. Not too sure of that because they still have to come to Ford Field next week. Kansas City, I feel better about them making the playoffs as I would again than I do with Dallas. But this is a big game. If they both want to make the playoffs, they pretty much got to win out just about. They can maybe afford one more loss. I don't think Dallas is going to get in at 9-7-1. So I think they pretty much got to win out. And Kansas City, I don't think they're going to win the division, but it's going to be pretty tight. They've got some tiebreakers that they are not on the good end of, so they got to win this one. So it's going to be a huge one in this one. 3.5-point dog at home. That's Dallas. That's kind of a big number. And the over-under on this one is 52.5. All right, finally tonight, Joe Burrow is going to be back in town. I don't know if it's going to mean anything. Baltimore is hosting Cincinnati. Baltimore is a 7-point favorite in this one. All of a sudden, they're back in first place with a tie with Pittsburgh. They've got the momentum right now. Pittsburgh kind of scuffling a little bit. We don't know about Aaron Rodgers, if he's going to be back this weekend or not. Joe Flacco is going to be back for Cincinnati. Is that going to make a difference? If Cincinnati has any visions of going to the playoffs, they got to win tonight. They've got to win out and get to 9-8. I don't think they're going to do it. Baltimore's got their sights set on winning this division now and getting an opening round playoff game, so at home. So, I mean, this is a big game for them to keep the pressure on Pittsburgh. The over-under is 51.5, and it's a 7-point favorite. That is Baltimore. So that's going to be a fun matchup. To maybe after a little turkey sandwich, extra piece of pumpkin pie tonight, you can fall asleep to this one as well. All right, so 3 big games, as we mentioned, the Lions and the Packers starting us off. And then you got Kansas City at Dallas, and then Baltimore and Cincinnati. Good trifecta for college, for pro football here tonight. So I want to take a minute and kind of take you back in history a little bit. 50 years ago was my first ever live professional football game that I got to go to. It was the first Thanksgiving Day game at the Pontiac Silverdome. 1975, the Lions took on the Los Angeles Rams. I remember driving down from the UP in Michigan after school on Wednesday night. The weather was great in Munising. When we got below the bridge, that's when the snowstorm hit. We had to stop and pick up my Uncle Bob. Rest your soul up there. You're up there with Mom and Dad laughing and shaking your head about this story. We picked him up, and the snow came down in buckets. It took us 3 hours to get from Midland, Michigan to Pontiac, which normally would take what? About an hour and a half, maybe. And so we got into our hotel that day at night about midnight, I think it was, or 12:30. Got up the next morning, got to the Silverdome, and guess what? The roof was leaking from all the snow on the roof at the Silverdome. Leaked right on our seats. So we got some different seats. We got to sit in usher seats in the end zone. Actually, not too bad. Upper deck end zone seats was pretty cool. I was in my glory. It was a football game. It was a pro game. It was the Lions. It was my first one ever. They took on the Los Angeles Rams. And who was there? The turncoat, Ron Jesse, who was a wide receiver, kind of a fan favorite at first for the Lions. Well, he was on the Rams, and he caught that first touchdown pass from James Harris for the Los Angeles Rams. The Lions weren't very good that year. They lost 20-0 to the Los Angeles Rams. James Harris with 3 touchdown passes. Country Joe Reed was the quarterback for the Detroit Lions that game. I think he threw for 117 yards. I think the Lions had 155 yards of total offense. I think the Rams had like 180. The Rams went to the playoffs that year, as they always did. They always won the NFC West. I think the Lions may have ended up 7-7 or 6-8 that year. Yeah, that was an ugly game on the field. But for a kid like me, 10 years old, my first Lions game, soaked up every minute of it. Remember the whole trip. This was so much fun. God bless Uncle Bob and my mom and dad up in heaven. 5 of us in a 2-door Grand Torino, driving back to Munising the next day. What a fun time it was. But yeah, 50 years ago, 1975, the first indoor game for the Lions on Thanksgiving, the Pontiac Silverdome, a 20-0 shutout loss to the Rams. Snowstorm the night before. A lot of the fans stayed away because they couldn't get out of their driveways or whatnot. But we were true Yoopers, man. We made it to the Silverdome. I think it was about half full for the game, but it was a memory I'll never forget. All right, we're going to take a break. We come back. We've got Presley's Parlay and some college basketball to talk about, as a matter of fact. We'll be with that right after this. You're on an extravagant few minutes. Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here. Hey, is there a ball game you want to go to last minute? How about the Spartans at Spartan Stadium? Go to the Big House to watch the Wolverines. Is there an NFL game you want to go to? Lambeau Field, Ford Field, wherever, Baltimore. How about the Tigers for the pennant drive? Well, go to SeatGeek. Get those tickets there. Use the promo code Captain Lou right on the screen, and you'll get $20 off of your purchase. It's that simple. So go to the Spartan game. Go to the Big House. But use the promo code Captain Lou at SeatGeek, and you'll be all set. Yes, you will indeed. As we mentioned, if there's a game you want to go to this weekend, so many great college football and pro football games this weekend. The list is endless. You still got time to go to the Lions game if you want to go to. If you're in the Detroit area and you're thinking, maybe, you can go to SeatGeek, use the promo code Captain Lou, get $20 off of your purchase. Kansas City and Dallas, Baltimore, Cincinnati. Games this weekend, Texas A&M, the Egg Bowl. Will Lane Kiffin be a carpetbagger again? Who knows? Might be your last chance to see him with Ole Miss. The big game, the ultimate rivalry game, Michigan and Ohio State. Go to SeatGeek, use the promo code Captain Lou, and you get $20 off of your purchase. All right. Before we get to Presley's parlay for the night, again, we mentioned it tomorrow. 3 big games in college football. Ole Miss, number 7 against Mississippi State. Will this be Lane Kiffin's last game as head coach of Ole Miss? Who cares? I could go off on a rant. The guy's going to make buku bucks no matter where he goes. And the thing is, what of anything of consequence has this man won? And if you look back at his track record, he is indeed a carpetbagger. He goes where the money is. I know that's the way it is in college sports right now, but I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves. Other games tomorrow, Georgia and Georgia Tech. This is a big game for Georgia Tech. I don't think they're going to make the playoff, but for Georgia, this will solidify them getting an automatic berth, or a first-round bye, rather, in the college football playoff. And the big game, if Texas has any hope at all of sneaking into the playoff, I don't think they're going to anyways. Even if they do win, they have to beat Texas A&M tomorrow. That's going to be a dandy game, a rivalry renewed there. So 3 big games tomorrow, just to name a few, and probably a huge rivalry game. I know it doesn't mean anything, but Nebraska and Iowa is going to be a fun matchup to watch as well. So many great games in college football this weekend. We'll talk more about the games on Saturday morning on the Extravagant Few Minutes, including Michigan and Ohio State, USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington, all of them that are of consequence. It's going to be a monster weekend. Alabama, Auburn, you name it. So it's going to be so much fun in college football this weekend. All right, college basketball. But first, yesterday, the Pistons saw their 13-game winning streak come to an end. They lost in the last seconds to Boston. The tightly fought game, Cade Cunningham, 40 points, I believe. Couldn't hit the free throw at the end to tie it up, but they'll be back in action. It's just their 3rd loss of the year. They're 15-3 on the year. I'd say they're doing all right. The Red Wings, again, Jekyll and Hyde. That's all you could say about them. They played probably one of the worst teams in the league last night at home and got boat raced by the Predators. Feel sorry for my brother and his family flying down for the Lions game today. Took that one in last night. They got treated to a stinker. But the Red Wings, it's still early. They're still in the playoff hunt. Still a lot of time left for them to right the ship. Might be time to start looking at some of the Grand Rapids Griffin players. Call them up. They've still got one regulation time loss in 17 games. They're off to a flying start. College basketball today. If you want to take a little bit of I don't know, maybe you have a little bit of a break from football and you're a college basketball fan. We've got we got a good matchup for you of local interest. And that, of course, is down in Fort Myers, Florida. It's going to be number 11, Michigan State, against number 16, North Carolina. Michigan State is looking awful impressive so far to begin the year. They're undefeated. Win this one, I'm sure they'll be in the top 10. So that tips off at 4:30. And last night, what about Michigan? 40-point win over Gonzaga. All 3 of their games in Las Vegas in that classic, 30-point wins or bigger. Boy, they came out just flying against Gonzaga, and Gonzaga didn't know what hit them. Worst loss in Gonzaga's non-conference loss, I think, in 26 years for head coach Few. Gonzaga will be back. Fun to see. That was just a fun game to watch, especially if you're like me, a Michigan fan. They're looking pretty strong. So a big game last night for the Michigan Wolverines. All right, finally, let's get back to it. I know you've been waiting for it. Presley the Wonder Dog, Presley's parlay for today. We're not betting on the Lions game. We never do. So here we go. It's a 7-point teaser parlay, a 4-way parlay. Take Dallas, bump it up to plus 10.5, go over 45.5 on the total. Then take Baltimore money line and under 58.5, up from 51.5. It's plus 203. You get 2 for 1 on your money back. Kind of a fun 4-way teaser parlay. It's a 7-point teaser. So take Dallas plus 10.5 and over 45.5 of the game. Baltimore money line and under 58.5. All right, that's going to do it. Before we close, I just want to take this Thanksgiving Day note to say thank you to everybody who takes their time out to watch us for 30 seconds, 10 minutes, whatever it is. All of our programming here on the Captain Lou Sports Network. Our following is growing. Our subscribership, if you will, if that's a word, it is growing, and I certainly do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I'm humbled that you take the time out to view us for just a little bit. You watch our shows, our excerpts, whatever, all the guests that have come on. Thanks to Mitch Bernstein, who co-hosts with me. It's just I am so blessed to be able to do something that I absolutely love. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who takes the time out to be with us here on the network on all of our shows. Thank you very much. And again, thank you for taking time out today to be with us here, watching us via your computer, your iPhone, however you watched us around the world here on the Captain Lou Sports Network. Enjoy the games today, but more importantly, give thanks to those that you love. Hope you're with family, with friends, and take time out to remember those that aren't able to be with us. And I know I am. Take a moment to think of all your family and friends, and have a great day. And be safe this weekend too, especially those in Michigan when the weather is again going to turn really dicey with this Thanksgiving weekend snowstorm we're going to get. All right. Until next time, Captain Lou saying, keep your heads up, keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your minds open. So long.